Do you want to visit the D-Day battlefields of Normandy, but don't know how to begin? In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know, from where to go, where to stay, and what to see when you get there. Coming right up. Hey guys, it's Matt here from Mat McLachlan Battlefield Tours, helping you to walk in the footsteps of heroes. And on this channel, we do everything to do with history. From exploring fantastic moments in history to walking the ground where these monumental events occurred. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, at any point in this video, check out the show links in the description below. I'll be giving you all the information about the destinations and attractions that I describe in the video, plus some secret tips and tricks to make the most of your visit to Normandy. Okay, let's jump into the video. Today, we're talking about the D-Day battles in Normandy, that pivotal moment in 1944 when the Allies landed in France and took the first steps to liberating Western Europe. By June 1944, the Nazis had occupied Western Europe for 4 years and had turned the coast of France into a fortress. On June 6, Allied forces launched the largest amphibious invasion in history, with more than 150,000 troops from the USA, Britain and Canada landing on 5 beaches, as well as parachuting behind enemy lines. Their fortunes were mixed. On some beaches, the Allies came ashore against little opposition, while on others, the assault troops were pinned down by hellish fire and barely managed to get off the beaches. By the end of D-Day, the Allies had established a toehold in Normandy. Over the next 3 months, they pushed the Germans steadily back, eventually liberating Paris and sowing the seeds that would end World War II. Today, this really is a wonderful battlefield to visit, with tons of history spread over one of the most beautiful corners of rural France. There's just so much to see in Normandy, from the beaches where the troops came ashore, to the drop zones where the airborne troops landed, to massive German gun emplacements, and of course, the cemeteries where thousands of men from both sides still lie. The Normandy region is located about 150 miles west of Paris. It's easily accessible by both train and car. You'll need a minimum of 1 day to see the basic sites, but ideally 2 to 3 days to make the most of your visit. So, how do you get there? Well, you've got a few options. Number 1, hire a car. Do your own tour of the region. This is a really great option if you enjoy independent travel. It gives you the flexibility to go where you want, when you want, and to see only those sites that are most important to you. Best part is, it's very cost effective. Now there are a couple of downsides to this. Firstly, you'll have to do all your own navigating and exploring yourself. It's not a big deal if you've got the time and if you enjoy the adventure, but it can get frustrating, particularly if you're short on time. Secondly, you might miss things. Traveling on your own means you have to act as your own guide, and there's nothing worse than getting to a famous site and not knowing what went on there. If you're going to drive, you will definitely need a good guidebook to help you get around. There's a couple of good options out there, so I'll list those in the show notes below. Option 2, catch a train and do a local tour. This can be a really good balance between time and budget. Normandy is about a 3-hour train ride away from Paris, and there are literally dozens of guides in the area who offer tours just about every day. The downside? Well, like all products, the quality can vary, and you'll have no idea if you've got a good guide or a bad guide until you arrive on the tour. These tours can also be a bit rushed, and they really only visit the main sites. If there's specific sites you would like to see, you may miss them on a local tour. But if you only have a day or two to spare, a local tour can be a really good option. Option 3, join an organised tour. Although this is the most expensive option, joining a multi-day tour will probably give you the best experience. You'll get to see all of the sites and you'll be accompanied by an expert historian. These tours tend to run from 2 to 5 days and usually start and end in Paris. The downside? Well, it's more expensive than the other options. But there is no doubt this is the best way to see all that Normandy has to offer. Here at Mat McLachlan Battlefield Tours, we have some absolutely fantastic Normandy tours. I'll provide links to them in the description below. Next, what will I see when I get there? The D-Day battlefields are divided into 2 main areas, the American sector around the town of Bayeux, and the British and Canadian sector near the town of Caen. Both regions tell interesting and different sides of the D-Day story. The American sector is focused on the landing beaches of Utah and Omaha. At Utah, the troops overcame German resistance fairly quickly, and casualties were light. At Omaha, however, it was a different story. German machine guns and artillery blasted the troops as they came ashore, and it became a murderous struggle to get off the beach. This is the horrific opening battle scenes from Saving Private Ryan. Omaha Beach quickly became known as Bloody Omaha. Key sites in the American sector include the excellent museum at Utah Beach, the beautiful American cemetery on the heights above Bloody Omaha, and the battle-scarred fortifications at Pointe du Hoc. The American sector is also great for exploring the airborne invasion, particularly if you're a fan of Band of Brothers. Don't miss the Airborne Museum at Sainte-Mère-Église, the site of Easy Company's famous attack at Brecourt Manor, and the church at Angoville, which was used by US medics to treat men from both sides and still bears the bloodstains of casualties who were treated there. Also take the time to visit the German cemetery at Cambe, the last resting place of more than 21,000 German soldiers killed during the battle. The British and Canadian sector is centred around the town of Caen and includes the British landing beaches of Gold and Sword and the Canadian beach of Juno. The German defences were strong at all three beaches, but the British and Canadian forces were able to overcome them, and after some tough fighting had moved forward off the beaches by the evening of D-Day. Key sites in the British and Canadian sector include Pegasus Bridge, which was captured by British airborne troops very early on D-Day, the landing beaches at Gold, Juno and Sword, the Commonwealth War Cemetery at Ranville, and the remains of the Mulberry artificial harbours at Arromanches. So that's an overview of visiting the D-Day beaches of Normandy. It's a really special area, so I hope that you get the chance to visit them sometime soon. Do you have any questions? Leave them in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming history videos. And visit our website to see our full range of tours, not just to Normandy, but to amazing battlefields all over the world. As always, thanks for joining Mat McLachlan Battlefield Tours on this walk through history. We'll see you again soon.